What's good, y'all? You can actually see some of my room for once, some of my lights, where I record, in front of the backdrop and whatnot. I'll do all this in another video. I'll show you guys what I've been doing and whatnot. I sent a fellow YouTuber the other day a message. It's a good friend of mine. His name's Doug Steele. And the message was to see who could make the best video lesson on Mr. Crowley, the second solo. So this is a friendly competition. I'm new to this stuff, relatively. He's not. He's an old man. He's been doing this probably longer than I've been alive as far as teaching goes. But I like competition. I feel like it makes you grow, and I feel like it makes you better at what you're trying to do. So I'm going to go ahead and leave his video link in the description box below. And what I want from you guys is I want you guys to let me know who you feel like did a better job. If you feel like he did a better job, let me know so I can use that information in my future videos. And if you feel like I did a better job, still let me know so I can continue to do what you feel like maybe did a better job. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on this. Let's get it. All right, so we'll jump right into this. I'm in E standard. Remember, everything I do, take with a grain of salt. Everything I pick, things like that, I do them because they work for me. Do what works for you. I'm going to show you guys the things that I throw into the solo because that's what I encourage other people to do, is throw their own taste on a solo or on anything they're playing. I think that's one of the most important things to do, so I encourage everyone to do that. So we're going to start off on the 17th fret. We're going to down pick, and then we're going to pull off to the 13th fret, and we're on the E string. So 17, pull off 13, and then you're going to pick the 15th fret of the B string. So pick, pull off, pick. That's the whole idea for this part. Pick, pull off, pick. And then you might try palm muting this a little bit, you know? So these are in increments of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to end on the B string. So same shape, you just move your pinky up to the 18th fret of the E. So now you're on 18, 13, 15. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then once you end that, you're going to slide down 15, 12 on the E, 13 on the B. And on the last one, I slide up with my index finger, and you'll see why, because you have to bar. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, slide, and then you're going to go 17, 13, 13, 18, 13, 13. And you do that twice. And then you're going to end it with 17 on the I E. So that whole thing should sound like this. I'll play it slow. Now you're going to do these chords. I find these really fucking cool, actually. So you're going to be on the B and the G string. You're going to go 15, 15 on both. You're going to bar this. And then on the G string, you're going to go 15. And you're going to keep the bar going on. You're going to go. And then the next chord is going to be 15 on, or 17 on the G, 16 on the B. Sorry. And you're going to go back and forth, I think, 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And you're going to slide this exact same shape up, just 2 frets. So you're going to go. You slide back down. Bar. And you're going to end it with that shape. So you're just going to go. And now you're going to pick fast. This is a little fast picking part. I love this part. And what he does is he's going 15 on the E, 17 on the B, 15 on the G, then back to the B. And what I do here is I like to vibrato that instead of pick it. So I go. But you can do what you want. You can just. And then he goes to 14 on the B, 15 on the B, 17 on the B, 18 on the B, and so he goes. And this is where I like to change it up. I bend my 17 up half like that. So I go. And then I bend back down, and then I go hammer on, pull off, 15, 17. So I go. And I end it on 17. So that whole phrase. Alright, so this next part, you're just going to be doing some trills, hammer-ons, pull-offs, whatever you want to fucking call them, man. It's going to be on the 9th fret. You're going to put your index finger here. You're going to want your index finger to stay stationary throughout all these trills. Don't be moving your index finger around like going like this. Just keep your index finger in one spot and let your middle finger do all the work. So you're going to go in 9, 10 on the high E. And then you're going to do the same thing but 10 and 11 on the B. And back to 9, 10 on the G. And then you're going to slide your index finger down to 6 and do the same thing, 6, 7. And you're done with the trills. And then you're going to go 9, 10 on the G, 9, 10 on the B. And then when you're on the E, you're going to go 9, 10, 12, 10. And you're going to bend this 12 up. Do a half bend right there. You should hear this note when you bend it. So that whole phrase. Right. Next phrase. Alright, you can play that in so many different ways. You can pinch harmonic, a bunch of different stuff, palm mute it, whatever. Do what you want with it. I'm going to show you the notes. 5, 6, 5 on the E, 8 on the B, back to 5 on the E, 8 on the B, 6, 5, 6, 5, and then you're going to get the G, 7, 5, and then on the D, you're going to do 8, 7, 5, and then you're going to go down to the A, 8, and then back to the D, 5, 8 on the A, 7, 5, then back to 8, and you're going to hit the D, 5, 7, 5, and then you go back to the A. You'll be on the 8th fret. So I'll play that really slow because there's a lot of fucking notes in there. It's one of my favorite parts of the solo, if not my favorite. So. Alright, let's get on to the next part. Alright, so let's finish this up here. We're going to be on the E. We're going to go 1, 3, 5. And I would pick 1, and then you're going to be 1, 3, 5 on the A. So 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And then on the D and the G, you're going to go 2, 3, 5. Right? 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. And then on the G, you're going to go 4, 5, 7. And then on the B and the E, you're going to go 5, 6, 8. Right? So you should have 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 6, 8. So, right? And once you're there, you're going to pull that 8 off to 6, 5, and then you're going to hit the 8th fret of the B, and then the 5th fret of the E, then back to 8 of the B, so I think I said that right. Right, so once you're there on the 8th fret of the B, you're going to go down 6, 5, 6, 5, 8, and then 5 of the E, and then you're going to kind of give that a little bend. You're going to go back to the 8 of the B, and then you're going to go 6, 5. So what that should be is... So that whole thing should be... And now we're ready for the hammer-on pull-off part, the trill part, whatever you want to call it again. You're going to start on the 6th fret of the G. This whole thing is going to be on the G string. And you're going to go 6, 7, 7, 9, 9, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14, 15, 15, 17, and then you're going to end it on the 19th fret, do a big Uncle Zach bend, you know. So that whole thing should be... And then you're going to be on the B string next. You're going to be on 17, 18 on the B, and then 19 on the G. So it should be, right? And in the studio after this, Randy hits this note. He just hits open E string. So it should be, and then open, and then back to the B, 18, 17, 18, 19 on the G. So it should be, and then he does a little sweep right here, right, on the G, B, E. G is 19, B is 18, E is 17. And then he hammer-ons and pulls off 17, 18, 17. So he goes, and then goes 20 on the B, then back to 17, and then back to 20 on the B, then 18, 17, 18, 20, and then back to 17 on the E, back to 20 on the B, and then 18 on the B, then 17, and then he's going to do this big bend. It's really just a full bend, and he's going to do the bend on the E, and it's going to be on the 20th fret, so he's going to bend that up. He's going to bend it up one more time, and he's going to come release it. So I picked that 3 times. You can bend it, you can go, you can pick it once, pick it twice, or pick it 3 times. I like to pick it 3 times, so that whole thing should be, and then he's going to go 18, 17, start to the bend. And I follow the scale here, okay? So the reason I play the scale coming down is because it's uniform for me, and it helps me stay in time, and I land right where I need to, perfectly on time every time. I don't ever have to worry about if I'm going to land on the 5th fret or not, because that's where the notes start to become audible. In the actual track that I've been listening to. So one recommendation when you're doing it, when you're doing this little rundown, this dissension, I would definitely keep your index finger on the fretboard the whole time. I wouldn't release it from the fretboard. So the notes are all on the E. It's 20, 18, 17, 18, 17, 15, 17, 15, 13, 15, 13, 12, 13, 12, 10, 12, 10, 8, 10, 8, 6, and then 8, 6, 5, right? And then you're gonna, once you hit that 5, you're gonna hammer on to 6 and pull back off to 5. And I'll just kind of, right, so you're going to do that. You're going to hammer on, pull off, and then you're going to hit the 8th fret of the B and then go back up to the 5th fret of the E, and then go back to 8 on the B, 6, 5, and then you're going to hit the G, 7, then back to the B, 5, and then this is where it gets kind of weird, so I'll show you where we're at. And then you're going to go back to the G, 7, and then you're going to slide down with your ring to 5. So you're going to go, and then you're going to pull off from 5 to 3 to your index. So that should be, and then you're going to slide this down to 2, and then hammer on to 3, and then pull back off. So that should be, and then once you're there, you're going to hit the 5th fret of the D, then back to 2 on the G, then 5th fret of the D, and then 2nd fret, hammer on to 3rd, back to the 2nd fret, and then 3, 5, and now we're at the rundown, so that should be, what is it, rundown starts. I'm gonna show you my way that I do this. You're on the G, 2nd fret. Pull that off to open, and then 3 on the D, and then I do a trill from 2 to 3. Pull off to open, and then I do a pinch harmonic on the 3 of the A, and then I release that to open, and then I do 3, 1, 0 on the E, and then you're on the next part of the solo, which is the last part. So it should be. So you're gonna slide up. So I got a low battery. Damn it. Okay, there we go. So you're gonna slide up from 3 to 5 on the A after you go. And once you slide up, you're gonna go 5, 3, 5 on the A, and then 3 on the D, and then 5, 3, 5 again, and then, right, so it should be, that should be right. And then next you're gonna go to the D, you're gonna go 6, 3, 5, 3, and then back to the A, 5, 3, 5. So that whole thing should be, and then we go back to 3, then 5 on the A, then we go to the D, 3, 5, and then we're gonna slide up to 7, and then we're gonna go to the G, 5, 7, and we're gonna go to the B, 6, 5, so it should be, and then we're gonna end that with the G, 7, 5, 7. So that whole phrase is, this is where I end it live. This is how I do it. So I'll show you the way that I end it live with the guys. So it's between the B and the E, and all it is you're just gonna follow these shapes pretty much the whole time. But it's 5, 6 on the B, and then 8 on the E, and then 6, 8 on the B, and then 10 on the E, then 8, 10 on the B, and then 12 on the E, and then this is where it changes back to the right there. So it'll go 10, 11 on the B, 13 on the E, then 11, 13 on the B, and then 15 on the E, then 13, 15 on the B, and then 17 on the E. So that should be, sorry. And once I'm there, I kind of just do that whole, I do whatever I want pretty much for the nanoseconds that I'm allowed to until it's time to go into the uniform part, which is the end for me. So it's, and I will go, I will bend the 15 up to the 17, so I'll do a full bend, and then I'll come back down. So, and then 13 on the E. This is all on the E, by the way. And then I'll trill 12, 13. So you should have. And then I'll do the wiggly diggly again on the 15 of the B. And then I'll come down to 12. So you should have. Right? Or 13. Did I say 12? Whatever, I meant 13. And then we end it with power chords. 5 on the E, and then 7 on the A, and just bring that down 2, and then bring that down 2. So we should have, and then play an E. All right, so, and then play your D. So that last part should be. That's it.